Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. This is for entertainment purposes only, so if you're entertained, please like and subscribe. I'd appreciate that. So, this today's topic is about my options for refinancing my major things going on in my life. I already know that I can't refinance my condo because it's at 3.25% APR, and I don't have enough years behind me that doing it higher APR would lower my payment. So that is what it is. So then that leaves me with my truck and my trailer. And two things brought this up. I was stressing about things last week, and as I was sitting on the couch, I was thinking, if I lose my job, I should go to CarMax and just sell my truck and buy something old and just have a more reasonable payment, because right now per month it is $893.18. And if I don't have a job, and I know the plan is to use the high income ETFs, but I just don't think that having to come up with $1,000 every month for a depreciating asset is a good idea if I don't have income. So then I was thinking it through, and I have $30,000 outstanding. My truck is worth around that, so I'm within, a $2,000, $3,000 of I'll either owe and I'll be upside down on the truck, or it's worth more and I'll have $2,000. But it's like right around my truck, my outstanding balance. I'm not upside down on the loan too much, anyways. I won't know unless I go to CarMax or wherever. What I've done in the past is go to CarMax and get the 7-day quote that they give you, and then go to a dealership and say, can you give me a better deal? And so that's what I would wind up doing, and it would basically be a wash. So then I'm stuck at not having any collateral or any trade-in value for something. And so I would probably wind up with a $20,000 loan, and car used cars, if they're that old, they have higher interest rates. So if I had a 12% loan, which is, I mean, you hear a lot of rates about cars. I wouldn't know until I go, but like that would be $520. Okay, well, $900 a month for a car loan is ridiculous, but is $520 that much less expensive for a less reliable thing that has way more mileage? So then that winding road went down to, what if you just refinance your truck? And the resistance to that is, oh my gosh, I do not want to have a car loan on this car the entire time I own it. At some point, it has got to get paid off. But it could be like when people say it's a new to me car, it would be a same to me car. It'll just be cheaper every month. And so at that point, yes, and I applied and I got approved at USAA today. So these are the actual rates they're offering me. I haven't actually signed anything yet because I think that they warned me that if I refinance my loan, I'll lose some protections or something. So basically, like if I'm upside down or something, I don't know, but I have until like April 12th or something to confirm. So I'll probably do it this weekend. But at this point, for me, the other thing that there's a few other things that prompted this. My trailer for the next year is going to go from $779 every month to $1,230, and that's just for 1 year, and then it should go down to $800 again. So that's, $450 more that's added to my budget, and it would be nice if I could make another fixed payment less so that we can get closer to just being even to what I was spending last year. And then the third thing that prompted this was my dad was checking his phone, and he was like, "Hey, Amy, the company that you're working for, there was a leaked memo, and they're looking for departments to slash at the company that you're at." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And then this happened like Saturday. And I was like, "Oh, amazing." So refinancing works better if I'm employed. And this is different than the personal finance, because the personal finance was like they're 12% versus like just taking my time and having a 0% APR. This is just bumping up my APR by a percent ish and lowering my minimum payment requirement. Because the thing is, if I can survive just, not having a job and using high income ETFs, like later, if I have more money, I can always pay more than the minimum and pay off these loans earlier. And I think that even a 6.69%, that's actually enough percentage difference between my trailer and my car loan that I would still pay off my trailer first. But so I think this makes sense. If I was projecting that if I got a $20,000 car with zero everything and for 5 years, that would be $520 a month. I may as well refinance the new car that I have, that I've owned the whole time, that I've maintenance, that I know where it's been, that has the off-roading undercarriage and all-wheel drive, and like it's truck, so I can do the hay and all that stuff. So this is pretty much the same as what I would have been paying, and that saves me $371 a month. And between this and this, that's only $80 increase in my budget. So that's like, it's less than $100, which is nice. I think they do this psychologically too. Like there's psychological things at work, because like 36 months, it doesn't make sense. That's more than what I'm paying now, and it has a more APR. And then for 48 months, that's less than what I'm paying now, but it's only like 10% more APR, which is fine. But then the next one is 10%, not 10%, but like 0.1% more APR. But the amount that your loan goes down is $280 per month. And then it goes like, well, you go from 288 to 334. That would be worth it to me, to go through the hassle of refinancing. And then you get to the $371, and that's like even better. But then you get to the 75 months, and that's 2031, and you're only saving like $10, and the APR goes like 30.3% more. And 78 and 84, like the jump in the APR goes way up, and the amount of difference between my current payment, like the payoff's just not that good. So I think a 72-month loan, if I continue to have my job and I can pay off my trailer and everything else, I can just pay more and get rid of this sooner. But, you know, in a year, when this is $800 and this is only $520, I'll have an extra $300 at least a month to use wherever it needs to go. But then I was looking at my trailer is more difficult because I don't own the land beneath my trailer. I live on the family's farm. So there's not actually a lot of places that will mortgage just a trailer. And so I let me try to find that that screenshot because I found it hilarious. Was it this one? Yeah. Oh, nope, that was not the one. But that's what happened. I got through the whole thing and then they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we don't do Vanderbilt." I was like, "Are you kidding me? You could have asked this at the beginning and I wouldn't have given you all my information." But so I can't use 21's First Century Mortgage, probably because they're the same company. I don't know. But they're like, "This amount seems excessive. Don't ask me for my annual salary if you don't want my annual salary." And I'm glad that at least one person in this room thinks that this is an excessive annual salary. But it's just one of those things where in normal circumstances, when we're not like teetering on the edge of an economic collapse, like I shouldn't feel this bad about my financial situation. I have a renter. I'm losing some money every month, but you know, whatever. And then I have my high income ETFs and I'm getting a lot of salary and I have my salary. It should be enough, but it's not. So I think whatever happens with my job, we had a town hall today and we were not laid off, so that's nice. But it feels like a matter of time. So I'm just going to continue to do emergency planning, and this chattel mortgage, this is one of the ones that I found after that, and I don't know why. Like I was using this calculator and it's like, okay, I'm going to have a $60,000 loan. I'm not going to do any down payment. And then my interest rate is 8.25%. The mortgage loan is 25 years. Then start date is now. I think my property tax is only like $150 a year. PMI is 0. Homeowner's insurance is like $4,000 a year. Yep, a conventional and a refinance. We can just... So it says that my total is $818.90. So I don't know why or how, but my APR right now is 8.75 or 8.75%, and it was $779. It should go back to $800. So I just don't think going through refinancing is going to be worth it for my trailer, since it's the same amount as I'm paying right now. Amortization calculators sometimes confuse me. So it's because at the beginning you're paying more interest than the principal. And this stuff I was looking, and I shouldn't have tried to get approved from them to begin with, because these are variable rates. So like the first 3 years it's fixed, and then if interest rates are more expensive, then like you could have like a 10%, 12% home loan. At that point, I may as well just use Robinhood margin to pay off um my house, because that's 5%. It could change, but if I'm using it for margin at that point, like, I just paid off. So, no to the home loan, yes to getting my payment down. And hopefully I'm explaining my rationale enough for this, but it's like the difference between 6.69% and 5.19%, for me, like, having a minimum payment of $521.21 versus $893, that's worth paying USA that little bit more. And, like, I know that my trailer being that expensive is temporary, but the temporary is a year long, and this is like the worst year for it to happen. So every little bit of not having to raise as much money through high income ETFs is a step in the right direction, I think. So a lot of people focus a lot on the APRs, and yeah, like, it does make the most sense to just keep my 5.19%. But at this point in time, I have to balance it with my monthly payment, but also, there's no way that this is staying out until 2031. Once my credit cards are done, we're gonna do a State of the Union, basically, and try to figure out, like, do I invest more and ignore my trailer in my truck, or do I set aside money? I think before, and I do agree with myself, that I'm going to try to do a 60-40, where I take 40% of my earnings and I put it aside. That'll pay for taxes, and anything left over will just sit in like a high yield savings account for paying off my trailer. But at this point in time, cash is king. I need the money to be able to assure myself that I'll be able to survive this economy. So I'm not sure if anyone else has ever been in the shoes of, should I refinance my car loan? In general, I'm against it. Like, just pay off your car. This is already a loan that's way too long. Am I really, I want to be retired in 2030. Do I really want a car loan outstanding until 2031? The answer is absolutely not. So, and I don't know. I just think that at that point, my car's going to be 8 years. So I'll have, 2 years of no car loan, and then I'll trade it in and then have a car loan again, maybe. Or I guess that would only be 10 years, but same difference, extra 7 years, no car loan. And so I'll have more years. I guess like I said, there's no way, if I put this out, that I won't be doing prepayments at some point. But maybe the rule will be, as long as it's not completely breaking down or totaled, as many years without a loan as I do with a loan. And hopefully it'll never be this hard again, because I will have just saved up for a new car, and I will see what financing does versus just paying in cash. Or I'll turn it in a little bit sooner, and my truck will still have value. And that's so far in the future that I can't even right now. So Anyways, that's what I want to talk to you about tonight. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.